Oh, you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him, maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Well, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
Bomberowski to the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic? You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I allow someone to,
But I'm going to kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick
What should I not You know exactly what you've done, sir.
It's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, I was rude and inappropriate, and, I just want to say I apologize.
I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
And welcome to this week's episode of the Wiki Williams Trilogy. I am your host, Duke Thompson. To my left is my co-host, Seamus the Moose Anderson. And then to my right is John B. Easy Dundell. How you doing, Moose?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just another week. Less to wait for football. I mean, it's so
right.
It is so. We've been saying this for so long. I was saying this like 3 months ago. It's so close, but like it is literally within grasping distance, and I'm fucking pumped.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm excited. I mean, it's almost time for the draft in my fantasy league. We like to wait till after the 4th week of preseason because I don't like to hear people complain about how they drafted somebody that got injured during preseason because I'm just tired of hearing that as the commissioner. So I'm like, look, these were all the healthy people at the start of the season, so now you have no excuses.
I was ready for football pretty much right after the Super Bowl. I think this year has been extremely long.
It's the same time each year.
It has a feeling this year.
He's right. He's right. It gets longer and longer every single year. And not to mention, we have to talk about random sports before then. And the whole time in the back of our minds, we just want to talk football. That's all we want to do.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as random sports. I mean, these are sports that are at least in the top 4. We haven't gone as far as to talk about what's happened in a local cricket match or something like that. So.
Oh, we do next year with the Tokyo Olympics.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll talk about cricket then.
You know what else is going to be in the Olympics next year? Skateboarding, surfing, and sport rock climbing. Tokyo is going to be fucking lit.
Yeah. No, they're changing things up. Soon we're going to have yoga in it. I guess whenever.
I'm sorry. There's 3-on-3 basketball next year.
3-on-3.
Yeah. 3v3 half court.
Wow.
It's gonna be sick. I'm at like. All right, let's talk about this for a second before we go into football, because there's some things to talk about. But like a 3-man squad for USA. Now it's gonna be some bums, probably some college kids or like rookies. It's not gonna be anybody good. But if you had to pick 3, be easy, from the U.S. to play for the U.S., who would it be?
Oh, like legitimate, I can pick anybody.
Like top of the top, you're looking at the top shelf, you got $120 in your pocket, and you're looking at some fine wine. Like,
all right, well, I'm bringing in James Harden because he's going to be hitting all my threes. Then I probably am going to bring in Anthony Davis because I need some size and perimeter shooting. And then just to finish it off, I want to make sure all the shots are actually made. So I'll bring in Klay Thompson. So that's going to be, I mean, right there, dude, I don't think I'm losing. I have literally threes for days and rebounds with Anthony Davis.
So Harden over Curry then?
Well, yeah, because Harden has a little better step to get to the rim. I think that would just, I mean, there's a little more on the side of Harden that's better than Curry. I'm not saying that Curry is bad. I mean, okay. He would be, if I have to have a bench, he'll be my backup point guard. But like if we're, but as far as point guard, we're going to go with Harden. Then my forward is going to be Klay Thompson, and then my center Anthony Davis. I think I'll be fine with that.
You know who I'm going?
What's up?
I'm going Isaiah Thomas, point guard.
Like the old one?
Yeah, no, like DIT, bro. Like stuck in, where is he? Memphis? No, DC. I'm sorry. Stuck in DC. I'm talking prime time Boston Celtics IT, right? Steph Curry, shooting guard LeBron. Boom. There's the gold. Who's gonna be you? Giannis?
My team will beat that team.
Your team might be in like the B squad Olympics, bro.
Shoot, my team's hitting threes for days, man. We're done. It's over.
I also just couldn't have Harden. Like if I'm the coach, I couldn't look at James Harden seriously. Like
I'd make him shave up.
Oh no. Oh no, dude. Have you ever seen him without a beard? It's like looking at a naked bear. It's fucking weird, man.
It is, but I'd make him shave. Or at least go down to a mustache.
That's funny. I've never thought of that.
Yeah. You guys ain't get creative about it, man.
Oh, I picked Isaiah Thomas. What do you mean? Creativity's in my blood, bro.
I'm bringing Jordan out of retirement, Kobe out of retirement, because I believe those three men can still beat people's asses on 2 or 3.
Wait, who was the other one? Who was the third one?
Reggie Miller.
Oh, man. Reggie Miller. Okay. All right, I don't know who's getting your bounds for you. I would at least hope you bring in, Shaq.
Dude. It's Kobe, dude. Kobe's gonna take the role of Jordan, man.
Yeah, but dude, we're talking about the Olympics, not the Senior Olympics.
Damn. Now. All right. Okay.
Up, no doubt. To this day, bro. What do you?
All right. Well. Real talk though. Real talk. Who's in your Senior Olympics? Who you bringing out for the
senior? Oh, Bill Walton, because that's comedic gold. Bill Walton. I'm bringing Larry Bird and Jabbar. Are you kidding me?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Huh?
Yeah,
That's your seniors.
Huge dudes, and maybe Magic on the bench coaching.
All right. Well, if I had to put my senior squad together, first I'd have Charles Barkley out there. Then I'd have Shaquille O'Neal, just so they have to play with each other, and that would give me so much joy.
And Stephen A. Smith at point?
Well, I'm trying to figure out who I'd have at point. I got to have somebody that they'd both have problems with.
Oh, it's got to be white chocolate, though.
Oh, you want me to get Jason Williams out there? I mean,
watching that dude pass the ball to this day is like, it's like, you know how you can buy like regular stick butter, right? You take it out of the fridge, you try to put it on toast, it screws it all up, it's too hard. But then you get the whipped butter out of that country crock bucket, and it's nice and smooth. Like that's how I thought white chocolate was.
He was so smooth, man. I mean, that one time where he passed the ball off his elbow for an assist, I was like, man, that's dirty.
Was that behind the back too?
It was behind the back off his elbow for an assist.
Glory days, dude.
Yeah, dude. He was real sick. Like if he had a better shot, he'd be one of the greatest of all time.
I don't disagree. But also, if he had a better shot, he wouldn't have passed so well.
Probably true. It's probably true.
What if you got like him and you took the professor? Remember and one? I know y'all remember and one.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude. I mean, but maybe bring out Anthony. Anthony was great in his heyday. I mean, he was like baby Jordan until he kept getting hurt.
Anthony Hardaway. Oh, dude, Penny and Shaq together again.
Ugh.
Oh, that'd be bad fucking ass out there, dude. Dude, hey man, look, it's the 3-on-3 leagues going on right now. They got guys that ain't playing the NBA no more.
It's true, man. I mean, they got the big three, and they're bringing, some of the oldies, the golden oldies back out there. I mean, they'll never have the money to get Jordan or Shaq on those courts, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice to dream.
I believe in Jordan before I believe in Shaq. Shaq's, he doesn't look too basketball ready.
Oh, dude, he was definitely not basketball ready. What was it, his final year with the Celtics there when he was like walking back and forth? I mean, he would be at half court and they'd already finished the play. And then he'd have to try to walk back and be on offense.
Did he not finish with the Cavaliers?
He might have finished with the Cavs, but I remember him walking back and forth with the Celtics. The Cavs, I don't even think the Cavs even put him out on the court, dude. I think he just did that just to ride the bench and be there. But I distinctly remember him being with the Celtics and walking back and forth.
Well, you know who apparently, man, speaking of riding the bench, dude, Baker Mayfield is not too happy. Or in the GQ article.
I don't think he's ever going to be riding anyone's bench. What is that? Speaking of riding the bench.
Daniel Jones, man, is riding the bench right now, dude.
For 3 weeks, maybe.
3 weeks. Hey, still riding the bench. Man.
All right.
But Baker said some stuff. Maybe taken out of context. Maybe not. Who knows?
Well, he did say something along the lines of, wow, I can't believe they drafted him where they did, kind of that nature. Like it blew his mind.
I have the article right here.
Okay.
Near our booth, a Sports Center segment about the New York Giants catches Mayfield's eye. In quotations, I cannot believe the Giants took Daniel Jones. The next line is, blows my mind. Some people overthink it. That's where people go wrong. They forget you've got to win. There is no way. Okay, I think this kid's stupid, right? I'll acknowledge Baker Mayfield has a loud mouth. He has a large chip on his shoulder. But I as soon as I read it, I did not believe that he would say that blatantly about another quarterback or another player. Like, there's no way.
And there's been reports already from other journalists and reporters that have said that they've taken two different parts of the interview and pieced it together to make his comment there, which, again, they're not lying. Those are things that he did say. He just didn't say them lined up like that.
So, let me ask you this, right? So the whole world was sitting here the night of the draft and the day after saying, oh, here's another Manning boy, right? They're racist. They're racist for not taking Dwayne Haskins. He's obviously the better quarterback. And then Baker Mayfield says something like that. And, he's put on the pedestal because he's on a national stage. But, he never said it was racist. I get that. It's a different argument. But even if he did say that, we were all surprised that Daniel Jones went.
And I think that's why I think it's why it was brought up. It was brought up because of that. It was brought up because of the idea that everybody thought this, but if someone's actually saying it, now we can say it too. But since now he didn't say it, now we can't say it.
Right. Even Stephen A. Smith went off about it. The entire MetLife Stadium booed the pick.
Yeah.
So first of all, even if he did say this, fuck it. Screw it, dude, because he's saying what's on everyone's mind. But like I said, I didn't believe it, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, because the next day, under a Barstool Sports Instagram, Baker Mayfield said, "This is not what I said, just so we're clear. I also said I was surprised I got drafted number 1. Then was talking about the flaws in evaluating quarterbacks, where I brought up winning being important. Reporters and media will do anything to come up with a clickbait story. Heard nothing but good things and wish nothing but the best for Daniel." Also, I heard he literally panicked to try to reach out to Daniel. So you don't know what to believe, right? You don't know what to believe.
It's Baker Mayfield, man. It's OBJ. The circus is out there in Cleveland this year, man. So it's hard to fucking believe anything that comes out there. Freddie Kitchens threatened to fire anybody that said something about inside information. OBJ still talking shit about the Giants. Baker Mayfield calling out Duke Johnson, saying we don't want to be here about your man's money. I mean, it's just a crazy ass circus and the hype. When Baker came out the other day, he just said, believe the hype is real.
Right.
I mean, he is clickbait, man, and he just needs to just realize that, hey, because that GQ magazine, I was like, I know Baker can be a clown sometimes, but I don't think he's malicious like that.
Right.
So when I heard that crap, I was like, because even when the Jalen Ramsey GQ article came out last year, him saying these quarterbacks and stuff, and they went down the line. Even I feel that was kind of taken out of context too, because sometimes like they made him seem a lot more disrespectful than he is to play the character of Baker Mayfield, you know?
Right.
Just look like a clown kind of and be like, oh, well, this guy's the most arrogant asshole in the league, blah, blah, blah. But okay, but I don't see him doing that.
Right.
You know? Because I think he understands that it's a hard enough game. And if you can even stand behind that fucking ball and take a snap when you got fucking 11 grown-ass men trying to kill you, hey, you're a man, dude. I'm sorry, but that takes balls. I don't want to get hit like that.
Hell no.
That's for God. Like, you know, like that hurts, dude. Like John, man. John knows he had to play high school football with steroids, man.
I wasn't on steroids. Other people were on steroids.
Oh, I saw it.
Good grief, dude. Good grief. Now, again, that was a time period in which it was, you know, I guess overlooked. As a matter of fact, now I'm sure they still overlook it because he was drug testing a high school kid for steroids. No one.
I have a story about that.
Oh.
So we had a kid in high school in Smithfield. Now, mind you, we were a Division IV football team. We had a Division III lacrosse team. And this one kid, who will remain nameless, who was maybe taking what are the pills called? Probiotics. No, I don't think that. Maybe it's it. I don't know. But I don't think he was taking HGH. And without context, the principal of our school tested him, like had him tested, because the kid was fucking monstrous, like way bigger than a high school kid should be, and probably should have done something with his life if he
Wait a second. The principal was the snitch in the situation?
Yes. So the principal in our school system went out and had him tested. Like it wasn't any now could another school have said something? Like, yeah, sure. I don't know. We were playing Division IV football teams. They were all my size. So I don't know. This kid was monstrous and they had him tested. So to answer your question, they will test in Smithfield High School in Smithfield, Rhode Island. So stay away from there if you want to do some HG.
Yeah, well, they're not doing that in Nashville, I'll tell you that. But somebody who's probably not doing any HGH is Odell Beckham Jr. He's a pretty small guy. He had things to say. As a matter of fact, he said that he was sent to go die in Cleveland. Now, I know people who live in Cleveland probably don't take too kindly to such comments, but let's be honest, it's kind of true. I mean, he had all the fun in the world in New York. He also kept flying to L.A. to party. How much partying are you going to do in Cleveland, Ohio?
My question to you guys is this. How long ago did he get traded? Why is he still beefing with the Giants like this, man? Obviously, you're happy in Cleveland. You say you're happy in Cleveland. I just don't understand the resentment of, I guess, business is business, man, because you know Odell's going to get paid. He ain't just showing up gets fans in the seats. So
I think it's because he's always asked about the Giants. Like that's what the reporters ask. You got to remember, they're asking all sorts of questions, right? And I think he's just sick of the bullshit. I think he's ready to ball. I think that whole team needs to get on the field and stop talking. You know what I mean? Between him and Baker, and I know, like, you know, Baker may have not meant what he said in the GQ magazine, but at the end of the day, they all have to deal with each other through this.
He has trouble in the past, my friend. We named Duke Johnson, and they had a talking to with him about the man's money. Either Duke Johnson did get traded.
He did.
I'm just saying. It's going to be Baker, or is Baker's highway or no highway? Which, I mean, sometimes you got to be, but that's his personality, and I hope it works, though.
Right. I think the personality in that room is OBJ, though. Like, if you have to pick one, it's got to be OBJ. Like, Baker's not at that caliber of talking shit. I just don't think he is.
Well, I mean, after this year, he says the hype is real, man. I mean, can we get a winning season? I mean, that's what we shooting for that, Baker. But I saw Baker, sorry, but you know, I'm just saying, it's hard enough to win this league. I believe you tweeted something out the other day that showed what the Patriots like at 20-something straight seasons.
18.
18, my bad. Yeah, amazing. 18 years of my life has been seeing the division champions of the New England Patriots.
There are literally, I'm 24 now. There's 8 years of my life where we haven't been consecutively winning.
whatever. And most of those years of your life, you weren't even like conscious of what football was. So like whatever, dude. Again, you have been living only in feast, no famine. And I mean, I'm tired of it.
But like I say, with the stat was like the Titans and the Cowboys were at 3, and after that it was fucking nobody or some shit. So it shows how hard it is to win this fucking league, man. And I hope the best for Baker, but I just don't believe the hype, man. I think maybe a couple years with them gelling together. I don't think Freddie Kitchens is the answer up in Cleveland, man. I don't think he is. But that's just me. I'm just ready for some football. Prove it.
You know what, man? I know a lot of people have doubts on Baker Mayfield, but I kind of feel like he's a more boisterous version of a Russell Wilson. Like he's mobile, he's got a strong arm, and he has the determination to win. Like you can kind of see that about him because, I mean, let's be honest, Cleveland doesn't have a winning culture, but he's still forced a way to get some victories. So, I mean, I think he can still be a threat. I think people are just concerned about his mouth.
1-5 against playoff teams, man. That's my concern.
Yeah, but he just started playing football.
I know, dude. No, I'm saying, though, hey, I'm just being hard on him, man. If everybody's going to be hard on everybody, that's it. I hope the best, though. I just don't think Freddie's it. I think Greg Williams is running that team. I think you need a strong coach to kind of control those personalities because you even got OBJ, you got Baker Mayfield, you got all these guys clamoring for attention, man. And what happens when things ain't going good, man? That's my question. You got Landry, too. Don't forget about him. And Myles Garrett. Talent's there. So it's going to be fun to watch this year.
I don't know. I think Greg Williams is a fucking moron, to be honest with you.
Really? Hey, I mean, the guy won. Has fucking won all over the place. So I don't think he's head coach material. I think he's more defensive coordinator. But
didn't he get one of his linebackers ACL torn the other night because all he was doing was calling blitzes during the fucking preseason?
I mean, didn't Shanahan destroy RG3's knee in his career?
Also true.
People still say he's beloved because he won those championships with good old Denver Broncos and got John Elway's fucking rings. So I don't know, man. Just the way you kind of look at it, Greg Williams is a psycho like that. He did do Bountygate. So
yeah. Like literally, I don't know if you guys got to see any highlights from the Jets game, but it was just all blitzes. Like he was just sending people, and I believe it was Avery Williamson, linebacker, who tore his ACL and stayed out there for 15 more plays than every other starter on the team when he was a starter. So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, guys are going to get injured in preseason. It happens every year, and it's unfortunate, but it's just part of the game.
Hey, I feel bad for Avery, but he's a former Titan. Good guy. Very strong.
I mean, also, guys, this is practice, and maybe this is what he's practicing for the season.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants this season of his defense constantly blitzing.
I hope he constantly blitz against us. Greggy boy.
Maybe that's what he's going with. I mean, we don't know exactly what his game plan was by doing that, but if that's the kind of, strategy he wants to go with this year, then he should practice it. I mean, it's practice. So.
Or you're just practicing the blitz over and over and over again.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's practicing different versions of the blitz that he'll be calling throughout the season. He just wants to see what they look like in real time. Now, of course, he can't call the blitz every play, but he just wants to see maybe what they're starting to look like.
Well, how do you guys feel about how your teams did this week?
I mean, I don't feel great about it. We didn't do very well against the Steelers, but it's still practice time. I mean, Patrick scored when he was out there. So, I mean, I think that's really all that truly matters for my team. Things that happen with the rest of the team, who cares? As long as we have some sort of defense to kind of work with.
Do you have one player in mind this time that shined? I mean, in not a debut, but any rookies, any draft picks that you really thought played well or what?
Nah, I mean, I just feel like a lot of our defense is actually looking better on the line than they did last year. It feels like they're kind of getting in there a little more than they were last year. Like, so I'm feeling a little better on that. But other than that, dude, I feel about the same as far as like, I did the week before. I mean, this next week, week 3 is the one that kind of tells the story.
That's the one where they play the whole half, people.
Yeah, exactly. They play more than just a drive.
Now, Duke, obviously there's been a ton of speculation put forth by the media for just general talking. I think it's just general bullshit about how there's obviously or not obviously a quarterback competition down in Tennessee. I know how you feel. You don't have to go off, but I do want to know, like, did this week solidify it for you? Because Mariota played great. He played fantastic against, a defense that I personally think we have a really good defense. So, I'm generally interested. Like, did this solidify it for you?
Yes, I think it did. Like I said, it is a make or break year. I'll give you that. But now Mariota has the weapons. Delaney Walker's back. He looked fucking pumped. He looked excited. Getting disrespected. He's about to kill somebody. I love it. Then you got Adam Humphries. He didn't play the other night yet. Corey Davis, AJ Brown looked good.
They were making our D-backs look pretty stupid. Some of them. I mean, Duke Dawson played not very well, and he's, he was a top pick 2 years ago. So that was unfortunate for me to see. But some of your boys look good. I mean, if Corey Davis can put up some numbers this year and can be a solid, like a really solid route runner.
Number one. We need a number one. That's all.
Right.
And I mean, we never had a number one.
Corey Davis has to be your number one. He was a 5th overall pick.
And then Adam Humphries is a number 2. And then maybe, after that would be TJ. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I think the media is just lazy sometimes and they just talking crap because there's nothing to talk about. But
right.
I believe that, Mariota, I think, because like I said, that Tannehill is just not a great quarterback to me. He's just been a backup, solid backup. Don't get me wrong. But,
Yeah, I mean, we know pretty much that he's going to be the backup. We get it, man. We get it. Like, we understand.
No, what I'm saying is a make or break year, man. Delaney looked good. Our defense looks scary, though. I can't wait to see that's full force with Dean Pease, who I looked up was a former Patriot defensive coordinator from 2006 to 2009, I might believe. So I'm really pumped about this whole culture of the Patriot way, the way Vrabel is running practice, the way they talk, the way they're just saying stuff, dude. Yeah. You laugh, dude, but you look.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at you. Coincidentally, I'm laughing at the Patriot way because sometimes I just think it's such an asinine statement.
But no, it's not an asinine statement. It's a way to win. And you guys have been doing it for so long, nobody's copied
18 straight seasons.
This is the blueprint to success. Why has nobody else said, hey, we should do the same exact thing that motherfucker was doing too? And I think that with Vrabel, you saw Vrabel in practice the other day. Brady came up and gave him a little trophy with a score of last year's game on it, saying, here's your participation award, Vrabel.
That was ruthless. But also it was funny because Vrabel was commenting back, hey, no walking on my field. No walking on my field. Like that's some good shit. And that opens up the conversation for the local radios over here. Johnny, I was telling him before the show. There's a guy by the name of Joe Murray on the Sports Hub up here.
Before I say this, I want whatever he's smoking. Because that's the most ridiculous fucking thing I ever heard in my life.
Let me say so there's a show up here called Felger and Maz. It's really a nationally known show. I think it won a couple of awards. There's a couple of Marconis this year, some shit. It's a really good show because Felger's anti-Boston, which is funny. Maz is pro Jimmy Garoppolo coming back and also just pro Boston. They're very critical, but Joe.
He's pro Jimmy coming back to Boston.
Yeah, so today
after that display.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
So, Joe Murray, who is the producer / third host, is what I call him because he's actually very smart. He knows what he's doing, and I just think he has funny analysis because he just yells at the two idiots all day. He said that he's a Tom Brady lover. Through and through, he will go to the grave with Tom Brady. He will have losing seasons, as would I, with Tom Brady on the team. He said Tom Brady, after the season, is going to the Titans, and that's it. Like that, he's going to the Titans, and he will follow him there to the depths of the dark to root on our quarterback. So Duke thinks it's not going to happen. I mean, dude, could you not see Tom Brady just relaxing down there for Mike Vrabel? Like, are you kidding me?
I mean, I don't see it happening because why would you want to end your career down in Tennessee if you're not exactly sure that things are going to be really good for your team? Like, if you go down there and take Tennessee even to, like, the AFC Championship, I mean, he will be considered a mini god in that city as well, you know. But
we'll build statues for him, man.
Exactly. I know you would.
He's gonna put a giant goat with a Brady Tennessee jersey out.
Oh yeah, dude, they would act like he had been on the team for years if he can get them to the AFC Championship game.
We would give him ownership.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine if they made like a centaur statue of Tom Brady down there, like half goat, half Brady?
I mean, they would, man. If he won them a Super Bowl, they would rename it the Brady Bowl. Like that. I mean, that would be the name of the stadium. They wouldn't even put it up for a vote. Like the Nashville mayor would just decree it, and it would just be SO. You know, like it would be how it happened.
Brady Day.
I mean, let's be honest though. Probably any city in this country would do it. Yeah, there's not many places where if Tom Brady came, they wouldn't build a statue. Probably the Giants probably wouldn't. You know, there's plenty.
The Giants don't need him. I mean, they got their two against him.
Right. But, well, with that being said, I think that takes us into our first break. We still have some football talk coming after. We got a little bit of drama still out in good old Englewood, and some other things that are good. You know, some good shit. So join us after this.
And we're out. Bam, we're live. Thumbs up.
3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's the Ricky Williams Trilogy.
Jaman.
Yeah, Jaman.
Jaman.
You idiot's done?
Ja.
Good. Because it's time for your Fumblerooski weekly sports news update. The New England Patriots have released punter Ryan Allen after 6 seasons and 3 Super Bowls. They have moved on and have given the responsibility to rookie punter and place kicker Jake Bailey.
Lord of mercy.
Linebacker Jalen Smith has signed a 5-year, $64 million extension that includes $35.5 million guaranteed. He was slated to only make $1.3 million this year. Oakland Raiders wide receiver Antonio Brown has officially gotten back on the practice field wearing a Shoot Vengeance Z10 LTD helmet. His second hearing regarding the use of his old helmet will be on Friday.
No woman, no cry.
And finally, the XFL has released the team names and logos for the league starting in 2020. The team cities and names are the following: Dallas Renegades, Houston Roughnecks, Los Angeles Wildcats, the New York Guardians, DC Defenders, Tampa Bay Vipers, Seattle Dragons, and the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that you're feeling, Moose?
Yes.
Since you put them last, You and your winged penis team. Come on.
Ooh, hey, that's my team too, son.
Whatever,
Okay.
dude. I'm straight Guardians, man. Gargoyles, like
Guardians.
the old cartoon from the 80s.
Now time out. We had a discussion prior to this discussion about what the hell that logo for the XFL was. Now, I thought it was a lion, but also the lines were really weird and the coloring was sort of weird.
We also thought it might have been a sphinx as well.
Yeah, it looked angry, kind of like Red Eye Sphinx coming right at you, like a tiger.
Right, like a pharaoh with one of those crazy like King Tut helmets on.
Yeah,
where
man, like the Sphinx. Yeah.
It is in fact a gargoyle. The XFL has released hype videos for these new teams.
It looked like, you know what that was, man? It was like watching wrestling, dude. I loved it, dude. It was like, yeah, get the intro videos coming out, man. Here's your fucking team. You gotta support your fucking team.
Well, it's the big show.
Every video started with pitch black and an ominous voice.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like every game's gonna start with explosions and shit. I mean, that's how the XFL is gonna roll.
Well, they do that every game now, man. In the NFL, they get flybys.
No. I mean real explosions. I mean, like I'm not talking about. Oh, we've got some sparklers near the end zone. Like they're gonna try to nearly blow up the stadium before every game.
Yeah, I think shit's gonna blow up. I think for sure. But I'm definitely a St. Louis Battlehawks fans. The logo, the logos for these teams, in my mind, are atrocious. I think.
Dude, what about the Oilers? Huh? What about that? Just straight up.
The Roughnecks, which are basically
why
the
don't
Oilers.
you tell the fans, Duke, because this is a radio show and they can't see what we're looking at. Why don't you tell the fans exactly what the Houston Roughnecks logo looks like?
Well, the Houston Roughnecks looks like a straight ripoff of the 1970-something Oilers with the oil.
Why you even gotta go 70-something, dude? Like literally the 1990s Oilers, dude.
Well,
like before they became the
support-
Titans.
Yeah, I just want to support the team, but they put a little red hat on it to make it look cute. It was horrible. I mean, it's like, wow, way to appeal to the old Oiler fans of the past and trying to get the way to go, Vince McMahon. But it's an awful logo. It looks like a Texans wannabe logo with a red. It's like, come on, man, get some other colors up in there. I don't like it. I think that's the most horrible one. And damn you, Jonathan, for saying our logo looks like a penis with wings. Okay, it's a sword. You know,
That's what it looks like, man. That's what it looks like.
It's actually a flying sword. What do you think a Battlehawk is?
It's a flying sword, man.
It's definitely not a flying sword, dude. It's
the sword with wings, Jonathan, therefore makes it.
I mean, maybe if it was a winged bird of some sort, I don't know, like an actual hawk, that would make more sense. Or even a damn plane. That would have made more sense. But a flying sword doesn't make sense.
You know what? We don't need your negativity in St. Louis, all right? The Battlehawks fans community does not need this nonsense, all right?
Whatever, dude. I hope the Battlehawks leave them too. Oh, man. Well, I really do think that the Dragons, though, is the exact stuff from the Madden 08 game where they had the logo of the Dragons. That looks exactly the same.
So bad. The Vipers one is horrible. It's literally just a V with two different colors, and the inner side of the V has yellow teeth that could be fangs, but also it's just blatantly horrible. And the rest of them are like, LA, you're lazy. You just put the two letters there again.
Oh yeah, hopefully that was just a trial run for the LA Wildcats, because if that's the logo they're going to go with, then that's awful. I mean, they should steal the logo from the Nashville Cats, dude. That's the bomb logo right there. You got a cat that's got a leather jacket on and a guitar, and he kicks ass with it. Who doesn't like that kind of logo? Yeah.
Right. It's interesting, too. If you look at them, like, really the only 3D one is the Dallas Renegades, because every other logo, well, I shouldn't say every other one. The Dragons and the Guardians are just looking to the right, where the Dallas Renegades, the face kind of pops out. But, like, all right, folks, when you guys see these logos, you're like, I could have created some of these on the Adobe Illustrator account that I barely.
Well, here's the thing. Come on, Moose. You know that they're spending most of their money on other things they don't have time to work on, you know. logos and whatever. The
Right.
logos are not important when it comes to like, the AAFL didn't fall because of their logos. They fell for other reasons. So you got to spend money elsewhere.
Oh, that's fair enough. And you know what? At least they have logos because the AAF didn't. And they also didn't have team names. They were just cities. They were just team in the city. So, no. I mean, but we also probably knew they were going to go easy on these logos at first. And like you said, trial run for everything, but it's very WWE-like. It's very Vince McMahon-like. They're simple, but they still look okay. I don't know. And we're always gonna say something about a logo when it comes out. I mean, when the Las Vegas Golden Knights came out, like nobody liked their jerseys, nobody liked their name, nobody liked the logo. So I think it's just like when new teams come about, we're always gonna pick at something. Right? You know what I mean, they weren't there since we've been born, so they're gonna pick at something.
I mean, it's very true, man. Like I'm pretty sure I used that to name one of my teams. I'm not even lying. That exact same logo.
No. You Dragons in Madden 08? What was wrong with you?
Oh, well, I mean, it was I don't think I called them the Dragons. I probably called them the Blazers or Getting Blazed or something like that, but I use a dragon as your logo because that's the closest to a weed symbol that you could get on Madden.
That's crazy. Well, you know what? I almost don't want to ask how old you were in 08 because I was 13, so I definitely wouldn't have picked a dragon logo, and I definitely wouldn't have called them the Blazers.
Well, yes. Well, again, I'm a little more creative, man, when I'm trying to make my weed teams to play football with online.
Fair enough. I was going with the old aspect, but that's fine. Right over your head because
yeah, dude. I mean,
Man Rivers crew, you two. No, but you know what? I'm excited for the XFL. We'll see what type of talent they have. I just want to watch football with talent, and if it doesn't have it, we're not going to watch it. Just like the AAF. So we'll see. We have a whole half a year until they start. A little more than half a year, so still a while to go. However, in February. Okay. Well. Yeah. I mean, yeah, fair enough. But the NFL is the cream of the crop. So speaking no, forever. You can't even the NCAA is gonna be more watched than the XFL. You can't argue that. And
I don't know, man. WWE has a huge following. They love Vince McMahon.
that's true. But wrestling is way different than football. It's way different. The fans are yeah, but I would say I don't know. Not every wrestling fan I've ever met has been a football fan. And same thing with the NFL, but the NFL has millions more.
No. I'm not saying that they go hand in hand. I'm just saying that they have more fans and then they have more people they can actually reach because he has WWE, so he can literally advertise for this football, league all the time. Whereas the AAFL didn't have anywhere to advertise what they were doing. He already has a basis to get that out.
Yeah, no, the AAF was screwed from the beginning, and they didn't have any money. That was the thing. They could have kept going. They had fans at the games, but they just didn't have enough money. Speaking of not having enough money, apparently, Antonio Brown in the past week, I know it's a week every episode, so, a lot happens in 7 days, especially at the beginning of training camp and preseason. Antonio Brown has filed another grievance. He has worn a new helmet in practice the last 2 days, but was missing before that. So, what's his deal? Is he going to play or not?
I mean, I assume he's going to play because he's not going to say no to $30 million. No one's ever going to say no to $30 million. So, yes, he's going to be playing. That's the reason why he, showed back up. I don't understand why he was doing this lawsuit unless he was trying to get people to talk about his helmet instead of his jacked up feet. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that was his ploy. Maybe that was his way of being like, well, I'm not going to show up because you won't let me wear the helmet I want when it's really I can't walk. So I don't know. I don't know what it was. It didn't make a lot of sense because he kept trying to harp about it was a safety concern. But that's what the NFL is claiming. And if you wear a helmet that they they deemed wasn't safe and you get hurt, then you can sue them like crazy. So they're never going to let you wear that helmet.
Right. And also, it's sort of like a slap in the face for all those guys that are working with the NHLPA, the NFLPA, excuse me, and the NFL. You know, former players that have CTE issues and concussion issues, they're the ones that are forefronting the safety issue, right? Like before that, there was never any question about it. And then a bunch of players sued, and all of a sudden it was a problem. You know, what, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago?
Whenever that concussion movie came out.
Right. And now we're at the point where there's finally something being done for the players' safety. And this guy goes out and he's complaining about it. It's sort of a slap in the face for all those guys. I'm surprised I haven't heard more people talking about it. Ex-NFL players, like they should be out here like, dude, are you serious? Like, we're doing this for your benefit. You're not even right now. Imagine what you're going to be like in 30 years when you have a gun to your head and a bottle of alcohol at your feet. Like that's what these guys go through. I'm not saying that's going to happen to Antonio Brown. That's not my point here. My point is, I think it's a slap in the face.
No, you're right, dude. And there's absolutely no reason for him to have even had the, I guess, publicity that he was even getting. Like there was no reason why anyone should even have listened to what he was saying and take him seriously. They should have just thrown it into the wind and been like, okay, well, this is a man being an idiot. And like, we shouldn't even talk about it further than that. But it had so much fuel behind it because of who he was and the fact that he's playing for a new team. He's already caused other drama in Pittsburgh to the point where like a team that we thought was, a Super Bowl contender has basically imploded and might be just as good this upcoming season, but everyone's not so sure. So, if the team had Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, everyone would still be like, oh, Steelers for the Super Bowl. Maybe we'll beat, Tom Brady. But no one's talking that now.
No one is. And James Conner, having gotten hurt last year, also, that doesn't help them. You know what I mean? And I think Juju's a great wide receiver. I think he's going to do great things there. And I actually think the Steelers are going to do much better than people predict. Although there's a couple of teams in their way, the Ravens and the Browns. I understand that. I get it. But I still think the Steelers will be all right. And I think they like things quiet over there, which is what it is right now. I think things are quiet. I think Mike Tomlin works best when he's sneaking. You know what I mean? He's a little ninja. He's a good coach. He likes having control of his locker room. And you're not hearing many people say things on that side of the Mississippi right now compared to Antonio Brown out in Oakland. Now, do I think Oakland's going to have a fantastic season? Dude, I don't know after this. Like, anything can happen. And also, it's the AFC West, so they don't have a shot in hell regardless against the Chargers or the Chiefs. It's just not going to happen. There's just absolutely no way. But it is interesting, so the whole thing is, like, what does Antonio Brown need to be Antonio Brown? Like, the guy that has been first in every category in what? The last 4 years, 5 years, probably 6 years, maybe. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. But what does he need, right? He needs his hands. He needs his gloves. He needs his feet. Fuck that up. He done fucked that up. And then he needs his vision, right? That's like number 5, number 4 on the list of things he needs. I'd say, just his vision. Not so much vision as an eye vision, but his vision of like what he's going to do, like his intuition on the field. And then this is actual eye vision. Like I haven't tried these helmets on, so I don't know the difference, but like, can you imagine that it's that much different in a newer helmet than an old one?
I mean, it might just be a comfort issue around your head, but I don't think it's going to make it so that he can't see where he's running, which is what he's kind of making it seem like. It's like, it's a safety thing. I mean, the only safety thing I could think of that you could really bring to the table is that you're concerned that you will lose maybe your peripheral vision and get blown up. If that's the case, then use that as the speech in which you need to, or use that in the speech when you're saying, this is why I'm not wearing this helmet. If you're saying I can't wear this helmet because of such and such and it's a safety reason, then yes, you have a real actual, lawsuit on your hands. But the fact that you're just saying, well, I just want to wear this other helmet because I'm a, spoiled brat, well, then go screw yourself. That's just how I feel,
Yeah, no, and I completely understand that. I mean, he's just got to get it together, dude, and he's got to play. It's at the point where it's really pissing me off. Like, Terrell Owens looks like a goddamn golden child now to me compared to this diva queen. Like, it's just all the things going around the league about, social justices. I understand that. I understand the taking a knee. I can get behind that, or at least stand next to it. I would never kneel. You guys know that, but I do what you want. It's a free country. I can't get behind this. I can't get behind the helmet issue. There's no way. Even the holding out, I'm like, yeah, get your money, but also like you're never gonna win a championship. Never gonna win a Super Bowl if you keep holding out.
Right.
But
speaking of holdouts, I mean, goodness, I don't know what Gordon's thinking, man. There's no reason for the Chargers to pay him.
Right. I mean, and they just picked up Dontrell Inman, and he played, for all intents and purposes, he played great with the Patriots this offseason, this training camp in preseason. They just have too many options, and they're trying to evaluate other guys. But when I went to training camp, and from everything I've read, he was the first guy on the field and the last guy on the field. This dude works hard. He works hard, and I think he's going to do great things in Los Angeles. Jesus.
Keep trying to say San Diego. It's been years now that they're up here in LA. You give them the respect that they deserve. Now, not only is there the holdout in LA, but there's still the holdout with Zeke. As a matter of fact, he and Jerry Jones have been going back and forth with a little bit of.
Wait, Zeke who?
Oh no. Do you not know who it is?
No, Zeke.
That was what was said. Zeke who? Jerry Jones believes that it's in his right to say such things. And to be honest with you, it kind of is. You got the man on contract for 2 more years, and you can franchise tag him if you want to. As a matter of fact, you can do whatever you want because you're cutting the checks. Sorry that you signed on the dotted line, Ezekiel Elliott, but that's just kind of how it is, man. I'm kind of getting tired of people just breaking contracts all the time. It's like as if they didn't know how to read. Like, I'm sorry, dude. If you're able to accept the checks and cash them, then you should be able to accept the responsibilities of your contract. I mean, if it was turned around the other way, if owners were like, we're just not going to, adhere to this contract that we both signed on. As a matter of fact, we're going to pay you, I don't know, $2 million instead of the $18 million we said we're going to do. Just because how we feel. You know how many people would freak out and lose their mind over that? But now we are allowing the players to just like dictate things that way. It's stupid, man. It's like the Wild West. I would hate to be an owner in this day and age because a contract apparently doesn't mean shit. But anyway, Zeke is holding out. He's going back and forth with Jerry. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think Jerry should do anything. Be like, well, look, just don't get paid, buddy. I mean, we're going to figure it out one way or the other. If we don't have a chance of winning, well, you don't have a chance of getting paid, and now you can't get into any trouble like you always do, Zeke, because, well, you can't spend any money you don't have. So that would solve that problem.
Right.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, so those who don't know already, because it's very quiet around here, and we haven't had to talk about Mariota for more than 2 minutes. Duke is having. No, talk. Let me.
All right, okay. But either way, there's been some technical difficulties on the end of the Duke hit, and that's why he hasn't been chiming in. If it sounds like he's in an abandoned cave, he's not. He's just having a different mic. You don't have to trade him. You don't have to do anything with him. Just let him sit there. I mean, who cares, dude? The more detrimental thing is if he doesn't show up, he doesn't get paid. And that's just how it is. And you know what? He wouldn't be getting paid for 2 years if Jerry Jones really wants it to happen that way. Because it's not like he can go sign with some other team. The contract's with the Cowboys, all right? So if he doesn't show up, he don't get paid, and he might not get paid for 2 years. Heck, I would be so spiteful as Jerry as I'd franchise him after those 2 years, so then he would still not get paid if he doesn't show up for that 3rd year. I mean, I'd be so spiteful to that dude. You don't tell me you're going to sign a contract and you want more money. Kiss my butt. I know, and I can't stand it, dude. I mean, like, it's one thing if you signed one contract a few years back and then you just started storming the gates and you're doing so well that you might want to restructure it or something. But that's not the case. Zeke was tearing it up beforehand, and he was still tearing it up now, and he has a good contract. He just wants more.
Right. I think the original problem here is that the rookie contract for running backs should offer more money because I don't know the logistics and the analytics behind it more so, but I am almost positive that running backs in the NFL have a shorter shelf life than almost any other position, right? So like,
I don't know if it's exactly that, but they do take a lot more punishment.
Yeah, you get what I mean though, because Ezekiel Elliott is a lot different than my Isaiah Wynn offensive lineman pick, like in the first round. Like if you pick Quinnen Williams Quinnen Williams, like he's going to do well in New York, right? But he's not going to have probably as much of an impact as Zeke Elliott will. Like all my point is maybe in the next CBA, these guys talk about it, and they get something, resolved. They get
just give him the same, I guess, contract length that they do for every other running back that gets drafted. Like from the second round on, you don't have that long extended rookie contract. They only do that for the first round picks. And then I don't even think you can franchise them if they're in the second round after their rookie contract. So if you did that where everybody's on the same playing field as if you're a first or a second round pick, I mean, then it's fine. I mean, I know this is to try to protect owners and stuff, but I mean, I feel the owners are protected in many different ways. So they don't need any more.
I think, maybe people should just be offered a 1 year rookie contract. I don't know the everything behind how that goes.
I mean, that would hurt salary caps probably more than anything else.
Yeah, no, it definitely would. But also, these running backs like Zeke and Saquon and Alvin Kamara, they're running their butts off for pennies on the dollar. And granted, those are the guys whose names are called on SportsCenter, right? It's never the offensive lineman. You know what I mean? It's never the fullback, which is almost non-existent. But I don't know, man. I mean, I think that's the only way they're going to get past this because you need guys like Zeke in the league. Maybe not so much Melvin Gordon, but if Saquon Barkley holds out after next year or 2 years, whatever it is, I think it's next year, right? He would hold out after this season.
Yeah.
And you can't afford to lose these guys, but also from a fan perspective, from where I'm coming from, I'm not a fucking analyst. I want to see these guys play. And granted, it's never going to happen for the Patriots because Sony Michel, first round pick, probably never going to be a Zeke, probably never going to be a Saquon or an Alvin or a Tomlinson. But you got to figure something out because you need these guys in the league. People need to be entertained and people want to be entertained.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're coming to the end of an episode, everybody. That's meaning we need to chime in with our 34 and puppy dogs of the week. Now, I have my own 34 of the week. I got to go with Ramona Shelburne, who brought out the lovely 30 for 30 on Sterling and all his racistness coming out of the LA Clippers. Apparently, a lot of people in the league knew about this racism, but were not okay with saying anything because they knew that the Clippers, being in a big market of LA, could become another dominant team. So if you kept the Lakers with an owner that everyone hated, no one would play for them and they could never compete with the giant that is the LA Lakers. So it's they almost helped stifle the team by not acknowledging his racistness. But either way, dude, it's a very good 5-part series. I'm not done with all of it yet. I'm going to finish it probably by the end of the day, to be honest with you. But it's a great 5-parter. So definitely check out Ramona's podcast on that. That's my 34 of the week, at least this week. I don't have a puppy dog besides, the same old probably Antonio Brown nonsense, but
Yeah, so it was never discussed where exactly it happened, but there was a Pee Wee hockey team that Barstool's hockey podcast tweeted out this week. A Pee Wee hockey team, for those that don't know what Pee Wee is, it's generally kids around the age of 11, 12, 13, maybe. A goaltender for one of the teams lost his dad right before the game. Not right before, but days leading into the game. And the entire other team, right as the puck was about to be dropped, all skated in a line towards the goaltender and all gave him a smack on the pads. To me, that is like, we know people who have lost people, and, other arenas will announce a moment of silence. Like, that stuff is powerful, and it's really stuff that you can only find in the sports world. So I love it. And my other 34 goes to the Rhode Island Little League team from Barrington, although I have beef with Barrington as a town. They all went over to the Great Lakes dugout and touched a jersey of a child who had died 2 years previous to the Little League World Series. And the father's still coaching, so obviously that's an emotional moment too. I don't know, you just only see that shit in sports, man.
I mean, I guess that's true because
yeah,
well, I love you're like, and also sports movies.
And also movies within the sports that we watch. The movies too. Go Rudy.
Yeah, they're okay. Oh, screw Rudy. He was an entitled little person. All right. Anyway. Yeah, you heard me. Maybe you shouldn't be on the field, little dude.
Well,
Nah, man. Now that I look back at it, screw that little man. Anyway.
Right. Certainly a topic that will have to come up next week on the Ricky Williams.
I do have a soul, but some people just don't belong on the football field. Yeah, whatever, dude. He probably only should have gotten the half sack too. Right. All right. Well, everybody, that is another round of the Ricky Williams trilogy. Of course, you were here with John B. Easy Durnell, as well as Duke Thompson and the Moose. You can find us also on YouTube, as well as our website of Fumblerooski Sports. Just look for the Ricky Williams trilogy. Also, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook. Just look for us. We'll be waiting for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to that, Duke? Yeah, I want to creep out the fans a little bit. Oh, yes. Also, check us out on Money Mouth as well, a sports gambling podcast. Here in the future, again, we'll have, Remember the Titans, Chief Up, and Patriot Pat.
It's not going to be called Patriot Pat.
You know it is, man, no matter what you say.
It's not going to be called that, but there is a show.
All right, Patriot Pat will be coming to you, too. Folks, thank you again for listening to the Ricky Williams trilogy. I'm John B. Easy Durnell. Go Chiefs.
Go Patriots and fucking go Battlehawks. Let's go St. Louis, baby.
Yeah, you and your flying penises.
And